How secure is your job? The road ahead seems to be going to be a little bumpy and rough. So hold on. Do you notice some of the global IT majors are quietly downsizing? What's happening? There seems to be significant disruptions that are expected to happen in the next 4 to 5 years. We already see some changes happening at the ground level which seem to be picking up momentum. This is primarily driven by technology and also from people's aspirations, cost requirements, and most importantly, learning from the pandemic. It's important for us to understand these changes so that we are equipped and ready to navigate these changes which are coming shortly. So let's jump in and understand some of them.
Three, two, one.
Let's go.
To understand the changes in the workplace, we need to first understand the model changes in the classical organization. There are some key movements happening in the operating models. Like all organizations, there will be continue to be leadership and management, and their job is to provide direction, take decisions, run the day-to-day business to achieve the KPIs and make the companies grow profitably. But there is one section of this organization which is actually going through a change, and these are what I would call as expert sections. These are the experts, and they are moving into a different model. The model they're moving into are what is popularly called as the freelancer model. The freelancer model is a fast evolving model which takes advantage of people's expertise and skill in a particular area and leverages on that both for the benefit of the company and the individual. The freelance workforce model is an opportunity for the employees to offer their services to an organization on a project based or a task based which are related to their expertise and not opt for a full-time employment. The advantage for the employee is obviously he can scale up his earnings because he can work with multiple organizations at the same time. He can decide his working hours, he is not bound by a company's hours. He can work from home or any other co-working place. Of course, the disadvantage is there is an uncertainty of work. It's like being on your own. It's like being an entrepreneur. It's like running your own business. You'll have to file your own taxes. It can be cumbersome, but it could be much lower taxes as compared to a full-time employment in many countries. The freelancer model has really picked up speed. These are senior people, and often they are people who have worked in that company who opt to come out and become freelancers and work with the same company. Last year, that is almost 1/3 of the US workforce was the freelancer workforce. It's expected to grow and increase to around 40% this year. And it's not a US phenomena, it's spreading all over the world. It's good for the company because they get variable cost and they can manage that cost. And a lot of the numbers they put out to the market is on per head count, revenue and margins. The earnings now will look better per head count. So there are many benefits for the company, and obviously there are benefits for the employee. This is called the freelancer work model or the independent consultant work model or the gig worker. And I don't know why it's called the gig worker. And this new economy is called the gig economy. So that's after leadership and management, this is the layer, and this is the layer of experts which are going through some significant change. Then as you move to the back office and global back offices, you will see that there is a huge impact now through AI. AI is disrupting these workforce which are the repeatable jobs which they do again and again. It's going to impact clearly the BPO industry, the call center industry, even the basic tendering and quote industry. That whole segment is going to be hugely affected by AI and robotics and automation. It's already there. A lot of call centers, actually, when you call, you're getting a response by a bot, and you don't even realize because the voice simulations have become very, very good. A lot of the problem solving for you are done by bots. Query handling is done by bots. So the only when it gets complicated does it go to a human being to handle. So many of the back office jobs are going to be sort of divided between, at the end, my guess is about 25 to 30% will still be human beings for giving direction on exceptional cases, but 70% will be taken over by AI. The other area which has got in quite long back is the manufacturing, and that robots have taken over most of the production repeatable lines in automobiles, etc. My guess is even customer handling roles where you hire customer experience, customer success managers would move to remote, at least for the lower value customers or the smaller accounts, and be managed by bots. It's an interesting change. Watch out if you are in that kind of role, which are going to be repeatable, which does not need the human touch too much. Please move on and learn new skills and find what else you will do in the next 5 years, because your job is going to be redundant. As you come to the front office, in my mind, is going to be divided into three kinds of workforces. The first one again is going to be AI based. It could be either bots, it could be robots. So there are a lot of restaurants I have visited, or hotels where the guy who takes you to the room or serves fruit at the room are all robots. So they have replaced human beings. The waiter who brings food to you at a restaurant and takes orders from you are all robots. I have personally experienced them. They are far more efficient than human beings. They are teachable. They work harder. They don't need too many holidays and leaves. So that's distinct advantage, though the initial cost might be a little higher than hiring a warm body. The second layer is where you actually need human touch, where you need somebody to work with customers on building a solution and selling large deals. That will continue to be humans, but they have to be of a higher skill, both technical and from a selling skill. A third big chunk I see will move away to partners. While a lot of companies are using partners, some very successfully, or the internet, but I still feel it's a market that's not been saturated yet. So, for reasons of coverage or cost in low skill jobs, or just for some specialized skills, you will start depending more and more as an organization on channel partners. Overall, as you see, there is going to be significant disruptions. There are a lot of jobs that are going, well, that are new jobs which are getting created in different areas. So it's important to understand the changes, their impact on you, and what new skills do you need to reinvent yourself. We'll go into more details in a video in future. But as a whole, you must remember that it's not business as usual in the next 3 to 5 years in your career and job market. You have to stay alert, look ahead, reinvent yourself. So if you are in jobs which are repeatable, then keep looking at how it impacts you, how the technology impacts you. If you are one of those experts, look at opportunities to freelance. And if you don't, then the company will bring in freelancers and make your job redundant. If they can find somebody with the same expertise, the expertise can be marketing related, can be business related, can be technical related. It could also be finance, and it could also be strategy. So keep an eye on all these changes which are happening. See what's your area of or your domain expertise, and see if you need to change. And every each of you have to change, but in what extent, in what direction, depends on where you are today. Think about it, be alert, and stay on top, and stay unstoppable. Till next week.